Students, welcome to this part 3 of food, nutrition, health and fitness. Today we are going to discuss about factors which influence adolescent food habits, causes, symptoms and nutritional interventions related to eating disorders. So, why is healthy eating vital for teenagers' health and well-being? The nutritional needs of adolescents vary tremendously, but generally increase due to rapid growth and changes in body composition that occur during puberty. So, we have some specific dietary patterns for adolescents. We will see a spurt in increase in nutritional needs due to rapid growth and changes in body. Adequate nutrition is vital for ensuring overall emotional and physical health. Good eating habits prevent chronic illnesses in future like obesity, any heart diseases, cancer or diabetes. Generally, what has been seen is adolescents are likely to consume less vitamin A, thiamine, iron and calcium, and what they consume more is fat, sugar, protein and sodium. So there is one different aspect also in their diets. They gain substantial nutrition from foods eaten apart from the traditional meals that we have. That is the habit of eating between the meals. That is very common in adolescents. Choice of foods they make is very important rather than the time or place of eating. What time are they eating or what place are they eating isn't that important, but what they are eating is very important. What we commonly observe in them, the common practices they follow, you will see the meals are irregular, meals are skipped, breakfast is generally skipped by adolescents, snacking is very high. Snacking is not that bad, but the problem is that if it becomes like survival becomes only on snacks, then it is very harmful for health. It is otherwise snacking cannot be considered a bad habit. They are more apt to eat fast foods because it is very convenient and kind of a social affair. And this fast food is generally packed with fat and calories. So the choices have to be smart enough. Fast foods can be chosen on the basis of the nutrients they contain, which are not that harmful. Then next is dieting. Dieting, as we know, obesity is becoming a crucial problem among adolescents. So there is some intervention needed to maintain ideal body weight among the entire population. Otherwise, this might result in overweight in adults. When these adolescents will reach adulthood, they will be overweight, which will put them at risk of many medical issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and sleep disorders. So, what we need to do is that this term diet should be replaced with an appropriate term, that is healthy eating. Because if these eating disorders, if the eating habits are not monitored, then the outcomes will be dangerous, because the adolescents will be more likely to have eating disorders and obesity. They might start using laxatives or diet pills. And what happens is, when they try to go on dieting, so what actually is the consequence? This becomes associated with cycles of weight loss and regain. One time they'll lose weight, then they'll regain it, then they will lose and regain. So this increases the chances of developing eating disorders and obesity. They might also become subjected to lowered self-esteem and other psychological problems. This can also lead to increased risk of heart problems. So the care should be taken that this dieting term is replaced, and they generally fall for this dieting because they think that being thin is fashionable. Thin is in. This is what they say. So recognizing good habits is first step to encourage healthy diets in them. What actually is the problem with fast foods is there are some nutritional limitations in the fast foods that we see. For example, the nutrients like calcium, riboflavin, vitamin A, they are very low unless there is something like milk or a milkshake in the diet. Folic acid and fiber, very few fast food sources have these two included in them. Fat, the percentage of energy from fat is very high in many meal combinations. Then sodium. The sodium content of fast food meals is high and it is not at all desirable. Energy. Common meal combinations contain excessive energy when compared with the amounts of other nutrients provided. Although these fast foods contribute nutrients to the diet, but they cannot meet completely the nutritional needs of teenagers. Firstly, the amount of particular nutrients that is required, the diet is not balanced in the amounts of nutrients. So, everybody should remember that the fast foods are acceptable nutritionally when they are consumed judiciously and as a part of a well-balanced diet. But when they become the mainstay of the diet, then it is a major cause of concern. This nutrition imbalance may not appear at this stage of their life, but after a few years, when they are in their adulthood, many problems might arise, and then it would really affect their health. So the intake patterns of teenagers affect their health in later life. What we see is that the teenagers, they will have cravings for certain things. They would like to eat junk food, and they get stressed also, which leads to overeating sometimes. And all this is not a good sign for their health. Some of the health hazards are listed here that you can see, which will be faced by them if they are consuming fast foods in a very uncontrolled manner. What are some of the problems adolescents deal with? Abuse of drugs and alcohol. It is very common in this age group. There is stress, social and peer pressure. Some the problems in rural areas or tribal areas will be different kind of problems as compared to the teenagers who are staying in urban areas or high income group areas. rural problems. Their teenagers are relying more on cattle, firewood, and water. They are dependent on forest products. While in urban or high income group teenagers, they have a sedentary lifestyle and they enjoy rich foods. So, what do we need to do? The diet related behavior should be modified, and this modification will definitely help them to stay healthy. Eating behavior is one of the mediums through which individuality may be expressed by adolescents. So there are some ways in which they can improve their habits. One is limited television viewing. They should not watch TV more than 1 or 2 hours a day, because it is a very, very sedentary activity, and moreover, people tend to eat while watching TV. So, overeating might be done because of watching too much of TV. Then, sometimes undereating is also there, eating less than required. Healthy eating habits should be adopted. 3 balanced meals of average size should be taken each day, and nutritious snacks should be taken, and attempt should be made not to skip any meals. Now snacking, if we look at snacking, snacks should be limited to 2 each day, and they should include low calorie food like raw fruits or vegetables. High calorie or high fat foods for snacks should be avoided, like potato chips, biscuits, fried foods. We can consume favorite foods once in a while, but it should not be a regular practice. Drinking water. Drinking 4 to 6 glasses of water each day is a must. Especially before meals, it's a good habit. Water does not have any calories and it will create a feeling of fullness. Diet journal. Diet journal is a practice of keeping a weekly journal of food and beverage intake, and also the amount of time that you have spent watching television, playing video games, and exercising. Recording body weight each week is a good practice. Then exercise. This is very essential for healthy life. One should participate in extracurricular activities like sports. So the activity levels will be high if you are participating in sports. You can increase physical activities like walking or riding a bicycle for short distances, using stairs instead of elevators. And you can go for exercising for 20 to 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times each week. You can walk for 20 to 30 minutes, jogging, swimming, whatever you like. You can play games and sports which involve some physical strain like skipping rope, hockey, basketball, volleyball, any kind of sport. So these are some of the physical activities that you can use. Now we come to some of the issues, medical issues that we encounter the most in adolescence. First is anemia. What is anemia? Anemia is deficiency of iron in our body. And it has been seen that anemia afflicts approximately 2 billion people worldwide. And generally it affects women and girls more. It has been noted in the survey that 56% of adolescent girls are anemic as compared to 30% boys. It has been on an increase since 1991-92 to 2005-06. And main reasons for this are poverty, inadequate diet, diseases, repetitive pregnancy, lactation, and poor access to health services. So, and what we see is it is very high, the rate is very high in developing countries like India. Adolescence is an appropriate time where we can have interventions to rectify this anemia. That means this is the time when we can do something to prevent this anemia. In addition to growth needs, girls need to improve iron status before pregnancy. The information available through schools, recreational activities, and mass media can be used effectively to transmit messages about iron-rich foods and iron supplements where necessary. You can see here in anemic conditions, the RBCs, the count of RBCs gets reduced. This is the normal count and this is the reduced count in anemic condition. There are those people who are having non-vegetarian food, they definitely get it from, they easily get it from their non-vegetarian sources, but there are many vegetarian sources also for iron. For example, leafy vegetables, some pulses. Now we come to the factors affecting food behavior of adolescents. There is social, economic, political system that affects then food availability, production and distribution system. So there are external factors and internal factors which I mentioned here. These factors, both of them, whatever you have, will affect the lifestyle, and this lifestyle will again in turn affect the food behavior of an individual. Now we come to eating disorders in adolescence. As the growth is very rapid, the physical growth is very rapid in this period. Development of body image in adolescence, along with cultural and peer pressure, leads to eating disorders, and these changes intensify self-esteem problems. Physical, social, and emotional changes experienced during adolescence can profoundly impact the adolescent's nutritional status and eating patterns. So the common disorders that we see here are anorexia nervosa and bulimia. What is this anorexia nervosa? It is a disorder so tied to body image distortion that it is most commonly seen in adolescence, the period where a person is struggling with self-identity and most vulnerable to body image problems. Progress in adopting a normal adult body image will be interrupted for the teenager with an eating disorder. And bulimia is another type of eating disorder. It often begins in late adolescence or early adulthood after a series of various unsuccessful weight reduction diets. Those with bulimia indulge in overeating and inducing purging by vomiting or using laxatives. Although more common in females, about 5 to 10% of all eating disorders occur in males too. Now, when we talk about anorexia nervosa, the symptoms include aspiration to have a perfect body, ignoring advice of elders, stopping eating because the person is obsessed with having a very thin body. So they want to become thin like models. person will have low self-esteem and remains depressed. So start withdrawing from family and friends, gets undernourished, and sometimes this drastic loss of weight can even lead to death. Another one is bulimia. Bulimia, as I told you earlier, also indulge in overeating, then induce purging by vomiting or use laxatives, abuse over-the-counter diet pills, then constant weight gain or loss. This is seen commonly here. Irregular menstrual periods, discolored teeth, trouble sleep, etc. All these symptoms are seen in a patient having bulimia. So what are the consequences of these eating disorders? There are many serious consequences of these disorders. They profoundly impact the adolescents. Convulsions, renal failure, irregular heartbeats, and dental erosion are some of the problems. In adolescent girls, it may delay the onset of menstruation, permanently minimizing stature, weakening of bones may occur, progressive disease. These are progressive disease and get worse with time. They will lead to hormonal disturbances, tooth decay. There are many such problems that the person will encounter. So what is actually required if a person by chance falls to these eating disorders? It will require a treatment from a doctor, a therapist, and a dietitian. All of them will have to work together to help a person come out of this. The steps include medications combined with psychological therapy. One's uniqueness has to be appreciated to increase the level of self-esteem. One should respect and value oneself. Dietary interventions have to be made. Balanced diets have to be ensured. Nutrient food supplements are used. Problem-solving skills are developed with the help of a therapist, and some healthy ways to cope up with the stress are to be discussed, are to be developed. The person has to be motivated to know about nutrition and also about time, energy, and money management. Their energy has to be channelized in positive manner, and the person has to be counseled along with the family. Family also needs to understand if a person is facing any such eating disorder. They also have to cooperate to increase the level of confidence in the person. Here are few key terms that we discussed while we were going through this. Activity level of a person. It is related to the kind of work we do, light or sedentary, moderate, and heavy. This actually is related to the occupation that we are involved in. If we are doing some office jobs, then it is a sedentary or light work. But if we are working as a laborer, then definitely it is heavy work. Balanced diet, you all know, is a diet having adequate amounts of all the nutrients. Food groups, you know, what are the common 5 food groups that we need to include in our diets every day? Lactation, the period when a mother nurses her infant, physiological state, and recommended dietary allowances. I hope you have understood the concepts and you like the presentation. Thanks for watching.